Hello, my name is Daria, welcome to my channel, and today I have kind of a fun video for you because at least these types of video are fun for me to watch. So I will be ranking all of the palettes that I used in Q1 of 2025. That's not all of the palettes that I used more, but that's the palettes that I used no pen left behind. So I used each shade in each of these palettes at least one time. And I want to do a small disclaimer. It's just my preferences with these certain palettes. And maybe some palettes are older in my collection and they perform now, for example, a little bit worse than they used to. But all of this is just my personal preferences. So if you love a palette that I put like in the bottom of my rating, it's good, it's okay, I'm very happy for you. And if you hate a palette, for example, that is my top one, that's okay too. And also I want to say that for now I like all of the palettes that I have with me here today. I like all of them, I enjoy all of them, they all serve a purpose for me. And if you ask me tomorrow, I think this rating will be a little bit different. Maybe not the top 3 palettes because they are one of my favorites in my whole collection. But with all of the others, their places can change tomorrow or in a couple of days or in a couple of months. So I have today 9 palettes that I will be talking about. And let's start with the last place. And last place goes to my Venus Excess palette in the shade Rose Gold from Lime Crime. I used to love this palette and it's very nostalgic palette for me because it was the first palette that I think I ordered from United States, not like just bought in a store in the place where I lived, but deliberately ordered from another country. And I was like 19 at the time, I guess, or 20. But yeah, I hit a pen in this palette this year, as you're able to see. And I really like this color story, but it's quite an old palette and I feel like it used to perform better, but also it's just a quote. So from this palette, honestly, I do just one look. I put this darker shimmer all over my lid. I put lighter shimmer in an inner part of my lid. I put lighter matte in my crease and darker matte in my outer corner. And that's it. When I use this palette, I use all of 4 shades and I can do just one look. Well, I think you can do more even with these 4 shades, but I just do this one. So I think that's the main reason why I rank this palette as my last one. The 8th place goes to a mini reloaded palette from Revolution, and I received it in an advent calendar, and to be honest, I quite liked it. It's a very nice palette, the shades are pigmented, they blend very well. It's not the best quality in the world, of course, because, well, it's an eyeshadow from Revolution, but it's okay and I quite liked it. I like this color story in general because I like pinks, so like at least 3 shades for me are okay. I don't really care about this shade or this shade, but it's okay. So it's not the best palette in the world, but I quite enjoyed using it. The 7th place goes to Pen Z palette for 2025, and it's Original Naked from Urban Decay. When I say original, it means I bought it before they discontinued it, and I think it was like 2018. Yeah, I think it was 2018 or 2019. So it's quite an old palette in my collection, and I won't show you inside because I don't want to give you any spoilers, but I will insert a clip so you can see what this palette looked like at my last update for Panzet palette. I learned to appreciate this palette, to be honest. The quality isn't so great for me, and I'm not really sure if it's just Urban Decay quality or if it's just the quality of this palette because it's quite old. But all of the shades are crumbly and I need to layer them on my eyes in order to receive that pigmentation that I want. But I really learned to appreciate this palette. It's really good palette for like everyday use, for subtle makeup, and it also works very well with some cream eyeshadow, so you can like do a very natural contour of your eye look, and then you can fill it with some cream or liquid intense metallic shade or intense shimmer. And also I think I appreciate this palette because every time I dip into it I see progress, and that's fantastic for me because before this year I could hit pens in my eyeshadows organically, but I hit like maybe 3 pens before I started doing Panzet palettes this year. This palette just shows me that I can do it. I can hit pens in some shades, and I even can finish eyeshadows, and I don't have to use the same eyeshadow every day, don't have to hate pen it in order to finish it or in order to just hit pen. And I'm really grateful that this palette taught me this stuff about myself. The 6th place is a Lilac You A Lot from ColourPop, and I received it in their mystery box, and when I received it I thought I would love it. I will show you like this so I could block a mirror. But this color story, I thought that I would love it because it's pink and it's purple, and usually like pink is my favorite color in the world. I like purple very much too. So I thought this palette would be up my street, but to be honest, it's kind of not. And I'm not really sure why. Maybe because a lot of the tones in this are leaning more cool tone. At least I suspect so. Also purple stain my eyelids, but it's just a problem with all of the purples that I tried so far. But it's just, it feels like it's nothing special, to be honest. And that's just because of the color story, and I'm really disappointed, to be honest. Like, I'm really disappointed in it. I thought that I would love this palette, but no. But the quality is great. I love the ColourPop quality. I tried ColourPop formula in the end of last year and I fell in love with it. So I think if the color story was a little bit better, then I would like it more. The 5th place is also a palette from ColourPop, and it's Star Wars The Mandalorian The Child palette. I love Baby Yoda, so that's why I picked this palette up. And also because I was thinking that the color story is great. It's green and neutral at the same time, and I like this kind of color stories because I can use this green like every day. Well, maybe not every day, maybe I get bored of it, but for example, if I go just out and about, I could use it and it would be okay. I think with this makeup, I wouldn't necessarily go out to meet like a colleagues of my husband or anything like that, but with this palette, with this color story, I definitely can do it. And this palette showed me that I can use color and be neutral in the same time, and that's why I like it. And the formula is also great, but of course green isn't my favorite color, so that's why this palette is only on the 5th place. The 5th place goes to this mini palette from P.Louise, and it's called The Shots. I received this palette in a budget box from P.Louise. It was the first and I think the last budget box that I purchased from them, and I fell in love with it. And it's kind of strange because I prefer shimmer shades, but this palette is matte heavy, so I thought that I would like it because the color story is up my street. There are a lot of pinks and a lot of neutral shades, and I like this kind of stuff, but I didn't think that I would love it so much. Shimmers are very impactful. They're more like metallics, I think, and they look gorgeous on my eyes. And mattes are blendable. They also appear on my eyes. Did we need all of these similar colors? Like, I'm talking about mattes? Of course not, but this palette has only 1.6 gram in each eyeshadow, so I think it's not that big of a deal for me. I love this palette and I think it will be very good palette for traveling. I'm sure I will bring it to my next trip, somewhere where I can wear makeup. Because our next planned trip isn't exactly somewhere where I can wear a lot of makeup. But yeah, it's a great palette and I really like it. And now I will show you my top 3 palettes for Q1 of 2025. And 3rd place goes to Norvina from ABH. And when I first tried it, I wasn't impressed, to be honest, because I'm not so sure about the formula. It's very powdery, it gives a lot of kick up, and I don't know, it's not like the best formula in the world, but I love color story. I love this color story and I love the shimmers in this palette. Mattes are like, I've seen better mattes, to be honest. Just because, yeah, they're very powdery and I don't know, I don't really like that about eyeshadows. But shimmers are impactful and beautiful on my eyes. The color story is great. It has pinks, it has purples, it has naturals, so it's right up my street. I just love it. And this palette, it's very easy to use for me. I don't need to think about it. I just can grab it and create some beautiful look for like everyday use, and that's why I like this palette so much. We have 2 palettes left, and to be honest, I'm torn between which one of them will be on the 2nd place and which one on the 1st, but I think if I had to choose, my 2nd place would go to this palette. It's This Season from Cosmic Beauty. And I love this palette. I really love it, and I think you will be even able to see it in my usage of this palette because I used it a lot. and the formula of Cosmic Beauty is just something incredible. Like, I think for now it's one of my favorite formulas in all of the eyeshadows that I tried. And this palette is also very easy to use because they have rows of shades, and you can just, you know, dip into one row and dip into another row, and it's beautiful. It really is. I'm not sure that I could use this palette like every day because I think I would kind of get tired of all of these colors. And of course the second row for me is very neutral, so I could just use this one every day. But the color story also beautiful. I think maybe if this palette didn't have this row of greens, I would like it even better. But to be fair, these greens are exceptional. I really loved them. I was just sitting there for a minute or more and just looking at this palette and thinking how beautiful it is. But yeah, I really love it, and I'm really glad that I decided to try Cosmic Beauty. It was my first palette from them, and now I have more, and I think I want to buy even more from them. But yeah, this palette was my second place. And my first place is Going Coconuts from ColourPop. I use this palette a lot. This writing even started to come out of it, to be honest. And I hit a pen. Like, it wasn't really organic use, but it wasn't in any project. I just decided that yes, I will use this cream shade as my lid setting shade. And I hit pen. And the next shade, Palm Reader, is a great inner corner shade. I use it all the time, and just overall I love this palette. It's really neutral, it's easy to use. Yes, of course it has its faults. For example, we don't need two very similar shades, like Cool Lada, I think, and Lovely Bunch are very similar for me. We don't need both of them, but overall this palette is great, and the quality of ColourPop is great. I love it. Like, honestly, this palette, like Going Coconuts from ColourPop, that costs like about $15, is what I wanted from Urban Decay Naked, that costs around $50, I think. So yeah, that's my perfect everyday palette, and honestly I can wear it on any occasion because these shimmers are super impactful. I can build some kind of natural start of my eye look with this palette, and then pop some metallic from another palette, or some cream or liquid eyeshadow. So this palette is just great, and it's neutral. At least I think it's neutral. It's not leaning cool tone or warm tone, so I can use this palette with every shade. At least I didn't have any problems using this palette with any shades that I wanted. So that's why this is my first place. And saying all of this, I think I made a right choice. Like, this will be my first place, and Cosmic Beauty this season will be my second place. And that's it for this ranking. That's not all of the palettes in my collection, of course, and I enjoyed filming this video, so I think I will try to do it every quarter at least of 2025. but we will see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you will stay with me on my project painting journey. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!